Hello everyone, I am Surrender the Awesome and I'm back, and I'm ready to look at some more r/OhNoConsequences. But before I get started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if I can't convince you, perhaps this picture of my cats will convince you. And random fact about my cat society is that nuclear bunkers are only given to the people and not the government. And also before I get started, don't forget to check out my other channel, Surrender Reviews, where I do video game, movie, and show reviews, and I'll leave a link in the description down below. And without further ado, let's get into this. So this first post here says, another cheater whining about how his life turned out post-affair. And this person here says, I know I'm going to get a lot of crap for the absurd age gap and the way that we started. And I agree, and I deserve it, but I would like some genuine advice past going to counseling. She won't agree, and I can't afford it anyways. Tangible things that I can work on and introduce to help us get past this, either as a couple or as effective co-parents. Long story short, my ex-wife and I were together since middle school. We have 4 daughters in their teens. I was a stay-at-home dad and a part-time worker for most of my life until my youngest was in middle school. My ex agreed to invest in a passion project business of mine. I hired a receptionist and we started an affair and she baby-trapped me. Now we are living together and have a young son. Well, this is obviously going to end well. Anyways, this person goes on to say, she resents me because she feels that she was fooled. She saw me as a business owner who had a nice car, nice clothes, took her to nice places, etc. She thought I was rich, so she got pregnant on purpose, admitted it, not an assumption, hoping to use me to not work and sponsor her family from overseas. Well, actually, my ex-wife and her family are the rich ones. None of our homes were in our names. We were renting from her parents and giving them a nominal fee with the expectation that these homes would be left to my ex and me after their death. This allowed my ex's salary of about $150K, not huge in the high coal area, to stretch, and we lived a really good life. I left our marriage with half of our savings, about $25K, and my personal property and car. I lost my business due to lack of funding and did not seek alimony. I resent her because I feel I was fooled. Well, dude, you did have an affair too. Remember, takes 2 to tango. Anyways, this person goes on to say, I thought she loved me, and couldn't believe the interest a young, hot woman showed in me. She was incredibly persistent and pursued me strongly, but she has no feelings for me, no care or desire. Now that the ruse is dropped, I can't believe I gave up my entire life for what I now see was an ego trip. I loved my ex-wife, I really did, and still do. But I never had been with another woman, and any attempts to open our relationship were shot down. This was like a wet dream come true, and I was weak. Now, both me and my GF are in a place that we couldn't imagine. She is living in a crappy apartment with an old man and still has to work. I have lost my kids, the love of my life, my family, my lifestyle, my business, and it's all 100% my own fault. Well, at least you're willing to admit that, yeah, it's your fault. Anyways, this person goes on to say, she stopped being intimate with me as soon as she found out that I wasn't rich. We are still together on my end, and I feel like it's because I need to have something to show for this crap show of a situation. At least I got a son out of it, and a partner out of it. At least it wasn't for nothing. Well, it was kind of more of a Pyrrhic victory there, guy. Anyways, this person goes on to say, and also because I don't trust her with our own son. She would never agree to give me full custody and she's not a good mother. I would be worried for his safety and the people she would leave him with. I honestly don't know why she hasn't left me on her end. What can I do to improve this situation? I know logically it would be best to break up and co-parent, but I'm afraid for my son and I'm embarrassed for myself. Is there any way to salvage this situation? I am thinking of just telling her that we can open up our relationship and she can sleep with whoever she wants and go wherever she wants as as long as she lives here, so I can have my son 100% of the time. I work from home. I don't know if that's the answer here, though. And update 1, and a bit of TLDR from what we saw last time. This person goes on to say, I was an incredibly involved dad most of their lives. I worked 1 to 2 days a week and then stayed home with them the rest. I was closer to them than their mom, and I would like to think that I never disappointed them before this. I made a mistake. It's been over 2 years since it all came out, and I haven't been able to make any headway. My eldest is hung up on the fact that I now have a young son. Every firstborn of each generation in my family was a boy for a long time, and she broke the streak. I honestly could not care less about that. I've always thought the pressure was stupid, and I'm not a traditionally masculine guy that always wanted a boy, but she was so hurt that I have a son and is convinced that that's all I've ever wanted, and that he has replaced her and my daughters. None of that is true. All of my girls said that they don't consider themselves to have a brother and want nothing to do with him. All 4 of them feel betrayed and blame me for breaking up our family. I deserve the blame. It's my fault and I take responsibility. But I can't change the past and I don't know what I can do to begin by making up for it. Well, at least you admit that, you really did a horrible thing. Anyways, this person goes on to say, my ex has full custody of them, and I am supposed to have visitation 1 weekend a month. They are all in therapy, and it was suggested to not enforce the visitation and respect their boundaries while they work through it. I have done the entire time, and there is no progress made. Does anyone have any suggestions as to what I can do here? My ex absolutely hates me, but was always supportive of the girls staying in contact with me. She's respected their wishes, but still gives me updates once in a while. Well, yeah, in all honesty, the ex is actually doing a really good job here. Anyways, this person goes on to say, my eldest is turning 18 soon and graduating this coming year, and will probably move away for university. I feel like my time for making up with her is slipping away. I know I'm a crappy person here. I was a terrible husband, but I was honestly a really good dad and miss the girls. Has anyone else gone through something like this? How did it turn out? What are your suggestions? Yeah, surprisingly enough, I have not done something like this. Anyways, update 2. Good news! My girlfriend and I have broken up. She has gone back to her home country and left my son with me. Refused to sign any formal custody agreement, so I'm hoping she stays there and doesn't bother us again. I'm pretty sure that if she comes back and demands time with him, I have a good case for maintaining custody. She's not even interested in FaceTiming him, so he remembers her. I feel bad that my son has to deal with our crappy, absent mother, but I hope I can get him into therapy as he grows. Bad news, I've tried to insist on visitation with my daughters, and that has fallen through. They absolutely refuse to see me. They wrote a letter together saying how much they hate me, how betrayed they feel, and how they will never forgive me, and how my son will never be their brother. To not even bother telling him about them because they'll never be interested in knowing him. Just to forget about them altogether and move on with my new family. I have no legal recourse. My youngest is now 13, old enough to have a say in custody arrangements, and I don't think forcing them to see me will be doing me any favors long term. They also included pictures of their mother's wedding. My ex has no obligation to tell me about her personal life, but I'm pretty peed off that there's a man living with my daughters that I didn't know about. It is a family friend that has been in their lives for 10 plus years, so not a total stranger, but still hurt to see pictures of their recent wedding, and family pictures with my daughters. They mention that they have a father figure and don't need me anyways. The whole thing really hurt. I have no right to feel hurt that my ex has moved on when I cheated on her. But their whole relationship has moved very fast, so I'm wondering if they started it before we got divorced. No way to know now. Doesn't matter anyways. I mean, dude, you were the one who cheated on your ex, so, yeah, I don't think you really have any position to be talking about that. Anyways, this person goes on to say, my ex agreed to keep me up to date and send pictures of my daughters once in a while. After dealing with my son's mom, I am grateful that she is so good to our girls and I don't have to worry about their well-being. I am trying to focus on being a good dad to my son and patiently waiting for my girls to grow up and reach out. It may never happen, but I am hopeful that they will understand me more as they become adults and gain context for life. Okay. I'm gonna probably give this like a special out of 50. I really don't know what you expected, guy. I guess I'm glad that your son at least is not having to deal with his mom. That's at least a plus. Yeah, dude, I don't know what you thought your daughters were going to feel. And also, dude, the fact that you, say your wife must have, well, your ex-wife must have started an affair while, you also cheated is kind of rich. And I think with that, that's gonna do it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.